Once upon a time in a distant land, there lived a great king who had a beautiful daughter called Adaeze. Adaeze was as beautiful as a rose in bloom, with a face as radiant as the sun, and her hair was as dark as the night sky. Her eyes sparkled like diamonds, and her smile can lit up a room. Her beauty was so captivating, making her irresistible by any man who beheld her beauty. Her captivating beauty drew suitors from far and near, the rich men, the middle-class men, the poor men, the handsome and the ugly, tall and short men of calibers. All came for her hand in marriage, but she rejected them. This got her father the king worried that he had to call his daughter and inquire from her what the problem was and her preference in terms of choosing a life partner. He was willing to provide whatever she desired. It was at this meeting that Adaeze opened up to her father by stating her demand. She said, "Any man who will be my husband must come with an elephant, so that when I will be riding on it as the princess, everyone will pay great respect and adore me. That way, my beauty will be complete and more glittering, father." The king knew that was a very tough demand coming from his daughter. He thought of what to do, so he organized a banquet and invited every man of his kingdom, both human and animals. They all gathered as the king demanded. During this occasion, the king made the announcement. He promised that any man who fulfills his daughter's demand by forcefully dragging an elephant to the palace shall be the princess' husband. Tortoise was among the people that had gathered for this occasion. He had once came for the princess hand in marriage, but they rejected him because he was poor. They flogged him and threw him away from the palace. When he heard the king's announcement, he rejoiced in confidence that the beautiful princess who had rejected him once shall be his wife forever. This was because the tortoise and elephants were good friends. The tortoise was very wise and applied wisdom in all his ways. So he thought of what to do. Even though he was friends with the elephant, there was no way he could drag the elephant to the palace according to the king's demand. So he devised a way to bring the elephant to the palace. Knowing fully well that the elephant was not present in the king's banquet, he went to him and lied. He told the elephant that the king had set out a date for his ofala and would like the elephant to be the chairman of the occasion. Ofala was one of the biggest celebrations in Igbo culture that is organized by kings as the authority of the land. The elephant, upon hearing this, was so happy. He said, "Who am I that the great king of this land recognized me? And not just that, he also wanted me to head the greatest occasion of the kings." He promised the tortoise that he will honor the invitation. He told the tortoise to make enquiries about the date and return to him immediately. The tortoise left the elephant. He went straight to the king and set a date for his marriage with the princess. After setting a date, he went back to the elephant and gave him same date as the ofala day. He told the elephant that according to the king's request, they must go together to this occasion as friends and as the messenger and the chairman of the occasion. This way, the king will recognize him better and honor him. The elephant agreed to it. On the stipulated Ofala day, which was the day the tortoise had set for his marriage with the princess, the tortoise went to meet the elephant so they could go together as planned. Before he got to the elephant's place, the elephant had prepared and was waiting for him. So they set out for their journey immediately. The elephant was walking with its shoulder high as the special invitee and as chairman of the occasion, while the tortoise, on the other hand, was happy within him that he was going to be the princess' husband. But one thing was not right. The tortoise thought of what to do. He remembered the king's demand that the elephant must be dragged to the palace. So if they continue to walk this way to the palace, the king would say the elephant came on its own and was not dragged by the tortoise. So he told the elephant that if they continue walking like this, he would delay his journey and they would probably miss this occasion. This was because the tortoise walked slowly. That was right, the elephant said. So, in order to hasten their journey, he told the tortoise to climb at his back so he can be fast. The tortoise tried climbing, but it was not working out because of the elephant's height. So the tortoise suggested he tie a rope around the elephant's neck and then use it to climb his back and also hold the rope as a support so he won't fall off. The elephant's interest was to receive the special honor, so he agreed to all that the tortoise had said. Then the tortoise climbed as planned and they continued their journey. On getting close to the king's palace, the tortoise raised his voice in a song saying, "My king, I have dragged the elephant as promised." He said this twice. Then the elephant asked him, "Who did you say you have dragged?" The tortoise denied it. He replied and said, "The only thing I said was, let the land guide and protect the elephant. And it sounded like I said, I have dragged the elephant. Keep going, I am at your back. Sure, you are the chairman of the occasion. Just be going, I am at your back, my good friend." On getting more closer to the king's palace, the tortoise repeated the same statement, and they had the dialogue as before. Yet, the elephant kept on moving because all his mind was on the prize as the chairman. On getting to the palace, the tortoise repeated same song, and before the elephant could realize what was happening, the king's guard grabbed him and threw him into a cage. Afterwards, the princess was brought out for the tortoise and they got married. Everyone present was shocked and surprised at how the least expected individual was able to fulfill this difficult task. They all celebrated with the tortoise, and no one heard the elephant's side of the story because they were all concerned with the tortoise's achievement. This was how the princess ended up marrying the least man among her suitors, whom she rejected at first. The tortoise in the context of this story was the least expected individual who had no power, no money, no strength, or even among the men of calibers. But he had one thing, that was wisdom. Wisdom is good. Try to be wise.